Saturday, February the 2nd, 2013. Month 1 gone already. Yeah, a Saturday today. Walking on a Saturday. Unusual for me, but mainly due to the weather forecast and the fact that the trains don't run down this way on a Sunday. And this is a walk that I have to do to complete book 1. This is book 1, walk 47, Ockley, down here in Surrey, to Warnham via West Sussex, I do believe. We cross over the border. Anyway, I mentioned the weather. Today's forecast to be sunny intervals, no rain, which is the important aspect. Temperature about 5 degrees or lower, so ideal walking temperature really. It's going to rain tomorrow, so might get a little shower towards the end of the day. Anyway, it's about 11:15, almost a 2-hour trip down from Wapping, but there you go. Hope to get this walk completed by 16:36 to get the train via Horsham back to Wapping again. Don't fancy going via Victoria. Let's press on. Doesn't even look like there's a station here any longer, because what used to be a station building is now a private residence called the Coach House. Anyway, this is what used to be Ockley Station. Point 1 of the text. Very shortly after leaving the station, we're following a footpath between fences. As you'd expect after a week of rain and snow thaw, there's going to be a lot of mud today. Plenty of bird song, as you can hear in the background. That robin pairing up. That time of year again. 2 weeks to Valentine's. Passing a pond at the entrance to a house called Weavers, as mentioned in the text. Some grand residences down here. Onward journey clearly marked ahead for us there. No horses. The very end of point 1 of the text. Walking along the edge of the wood now, and this is the view that we get with, I believe, if my geography and memory serve me right, that's St Martha's Church up there on the hill. Don't know many like that, but I may be completely wrong. Looks familiar. So, beginning at point 2 here, we ignore this cross paths and continue straight on. Passing the old metal contrivance, a water pump, mentioned in point 3 of the text. And as you can hear in the background, probably going to be a feature of this walk that annoys me. Gatwick's obviously not far away. Looks like the large wooden field gate referred to in the text, point 2, has gone, but our onward journey is straight ahead past this large oak tree on my left. Point 4 of the text, views of the village of Ockley. Interesting old windmill over there. Get a better view now of that windmill, or former windmill. Still in point 4 of the text, ignore this cross paths, one of which leads to the windmill, and continue straight ahead into the wood. 5 of the text, following this broad path through what is essentially a mixed woodland with an accompanying mixture of birdsong and the omnipresent jets. Not too bad underfoot here, but it has been very wet and muddy thus far. Lovely carpet of moss here beneath the pine. Point 7 of the text refers to this beech tree with the inscription Anthony and Adam written on it. So you don't take those footpaths marked over there behind it, but in fact continue right towards that cypress tree ahead of us. Then come to this holly bush, and there's the marker post, which only now has one yellow arrow on it. And then you head steeply south. Then you arrive at this footbridge and a 3-arm footpath marker, which indicates that we could have taken that footpath behind the beech tree as well, and that's a less steep gradient, so on a day like today it's probably safer. And here we have a woodland river pretty much in full flow. Delightful, eh? Just how woodland rivers should be, although a bit muddy at the moment because of all the runoff. Point 8 of the text, views around Eversholt's or Evershed's farm. Following its driveway down. Okay, here we are. The warning sign telling us this is a privately owned driveway and bridle path. East Standon Lodge on my right. Our onward journey is along this privately owned bridleway. Point 9 of the text, views around the extensive grounds of Middle Lodge. Get the impression they don't like people walking past their property, because the footpath marker on their fence has kind of been obscured, let's put it that way. Point 10 of the text, just past Oakwood Mill Farm, and the river has been channeled into a fast moving, fast flowing eddy here, creating this pond. Certainly plenty of water and mud around here. And I've just seen a delightful yellow wagtail on one of those fence posts over there. I couldn't get him quick enough. You can possibly still hear him above the jet noise in that general direction over there. Shame that. There it is. Got it. Reflects well on the water, eh? Gone out of range now. Or out of view even. Views point 11 of the text, and there's a little valley just down below where the river's flowing. So far so good with the weather. Soon be lunchtime, which I plan on taking in at the church in the wood. Great example there of oxbowing potentially. In time, that bend, that meander, will disappear and that become a straight run. Brilliant. Over the text, having just come down that slope, this is the easy mist turn off to the right, I believe. Now, this green sand is almost as tricky to walk on today as snow without yak tracks. Very slippery and wet, ominous combination. 12 of the text, we're now in the woodland, having just come across the field. Turn left here, but then ignore that marker over there. Continue straight on westwards. The actual footpath is almost like a riverbed at the moment. Probably a very different kettle of fish in the summer, but as you can tell from those reeds up there, I think they're reeds. Very damp. Lovely mixed wood this. Probably plenty of colour in here at the right time of year. Hear all those blue tits in the background. Yeah, look like some kind of rush. And in fact the tits are coal, not as I described a moment ago. And lo and behold, we arrive at St John the Baptist, Oakwood. Church in the middle of the wood. Amazing. And there we have it, my dining table awaits me. Captures the sun just nicely, doesn't it? That's just dying for me to sit on it. Hope no one else grabs it before I get there. There are a few people around here. I haven't seen anyone all day, which is interesting for a Saturday. Now suddenly everyone's here. Yet another ancient building, and unique in style. Nice enough storm porch. Apparently it's 13th century. St John the Baptist, Oakhampton, if you want to Google it. Anyway, I think I'll take that pew over there today, seeing as it's in the sun, as opposed to the storm porch. There you go, there's confirmation, 1390. What an interesting place this is, inside. Look at that ceiling. It's not very big, as you'd expect in the middle of a wood. Lovely lead window. Nice and warm in here as well. Very tempting to stay inside, but I won't. Snowdrops are now out in full force. Well, it is February after all. And unusually there's a side entrance as well. It's obviously where the heating is coming from. Right, it's about 1:15, lunch is served. And today's bench was provided by the Vicar of Oakwood. What a lovely job that must have been. 24 to 28, Leonard Napier Woolley. So 1:45, lunch has been had, and that was a delightful location for my lunch, only spoilt by the incessant noise of Gatwick. It really is incredibly noisy. Just goes to show how beautiful a place this would have been prior to the advent of the jet. As you can probably tell, I'm not a great fan. Having just crossed the wooden footbridge, I bet there's an amazing history as to why that church is actually there. Literally in the middle of a wood. No sort of residential area that nearby. Walliswood is still some kilometre or so distant. That gives us some idea of where we're at. Chapel House Farm, Kiln Copse. As you can hear those jets very close by now. Onward journey straight ahead, not over the bridge to the right. Great shot of various trees falling over the valley there. As you can still see, still very muddy underfoot. Point 15 of the text. Do a right here. Getting near to civilization now, I detect. I can hear cars and chatter of kids, barking of dogs, etc. Point 16 of the text. It's about 2 o'clock. Just reached the suggested lunchtime stop, the Scarlet Arms. Curry Festival in February, eh? Looks pleasant enough, nicely located, nice and peaceful. By all accounts it does good grub. Nice garden outside as well. Large car park opposite with, I detect, seating opportunities in the car park. Point 18 of the text. Having done about 500 metres of road walking, we now turn off on this bridleway towards Rose Hill Farm entrance there. My goodness, a cacophony of crows. Or are they rooks? Difficult to tell from this distance. Crows alone, rooks in a group. Could be rooks in. Loads of them. Like starlings doing one of their dances. Not sure if you can see them. Anyway, calm down a bit now. So here we are, just come through the gap in the hedge. You get a good idea of how sodden everything actually is. As I said last week, down in the Borough Green Walk, we're going to have problems with food this year. If the spring crop doesn't materialise, it's going to be very expensive. "19 of the text, number of possibilities here. We keep ahead with the wood on your left, these fields on your right. Some kind of farmhouse up ahead there as well. I tell you, today's walk really isn't for those that don't like muddy conditions. It's literally like walking in a river, as you can see. The two style options that you have mentioned in the text are in point 21, I believe it is, are both electric fences. Again, another electric wire to contend with just prior to the next stile over the bridge. The copse referred to in point 21 of the text, which is wired off and contains some sheep at the moment anyway. Our onward journey, as far as I can understand it, is ahead through that gap. You eventually come out across a very wet field that was, to this stile, with some horses involved, well, ponies. Oh, they're all after me now. Come on lads, I've got to get across this stile. Well, managed to bypass them without too much incident. Just a little bit of a delay, that's all. Probably 5 minutes lost there. While they all blocked the stile. Following the bridleway down towards Monk's Farm and Honeybush Farm. Plenty of rhododendron around. Point 23 of the text, brand spanking new 3-arm footpath marker. No metal field gate now though, but the onward route is straight ahead. Point 23 of the text, take a right here, and lo and behold, there's the unruly dogs. Calm enough though. You alright, boy? That's it, have a good old sniff. So, I don't know who described them as unruly, but they're okay. The text, that's what describes them as unruly. Just marking out his territory. We're now in West Sussex, clearly, from the indication on that 3-arm footpath marker. Continuing straight ahead. Point 24 of the text, take this white and rusting gate, not the aluminium one over on the right there. 25, go through this wooden gate, take a right here, due south. It's incredible how wet and muddy it actually is. But won't be too many weeks before they're calling drought orders, I bet you. Going through the wooden field gate and on through the woods. tail end of point 25 of the text. Looks like this could be a glorious flower walk in the spring. Bluebells? Not sure. Point 26 of the text in this now very still wood. Cloud cover's increasing. Sun seems to have disappeared. Point 28 of the text, crossing over North River on this wooden footbridge. Tail end of point 28 of the text, walking up the path towards the A29. What a lovely little collection of snowdrops there. Delightful. The text describes this property, Malt Maze, as rather sinister. I think it's your archetypal chocolate box English cottage type, Cotswoldian. Very nice. Line of the text refers to this old water tower built in 1891 for the Warnham Lodge estate, and it's still got the right time. It's been redundant since the 1930s apparently. Amazing building. Depression mentioned in point 31 of the text, and the bridleway that I've been following, as opposed to the narrow windy path up by the railing, which I didn't think was so clear. Couldn't find it basically, so I stuck with the bridleway, which, although muddy, is easier to follow. Interesting rubbery leaf plant there. Got no idea what that is. Maybe somebody could tell me. Four-armed footpath marker down there. We turn left here up this muddy bank, and then you're greeted with an even muddier field. I wonder if the path originally went through the line of oak trees. Would be nicer, wouldn't it? And indeed it does. So we're saved from traipsing through the muddy field for 400 metres. Views back from point 33 of the text, the corner of the field, stood by the three-armed footpath marker. Familiar landscape over there. As dusk thinks about arriving, 3:45-ish, half time. Point 34 of the text, on the outskirts of Warnham now. Onward journeys through that gap in the hedge and trees. 5 of the text, Warnham Church. Just to the left of that is a suggested tea time stop, the Sussex Oak. And as I walk along Station Road towards the station, here's one of the reasons why the bullfinch has disappeared. Look at the state of this hedge cutting. Dire. So 4:15, exactly 5 hours walking, and we're back at Warnham. Lovely walk that was. very muddy though today. It's like walking in rivers at times, and as precarious as walking on snow without my yak tracks. So bear that in mind after heavy rain. It gets very muddy here. Mind you, we have had an excessive amount of water fall in one shape or form over recent weeks, but otherwise a very pleasant walk. So plenty of scenery, plenty of variety in the scenery, I meant to say. So that's another one completed. Only 3 more to go to complete book 1. So book 1, walk 47, Ockley to Warnham, finito. One other interesting feature to note, as I admire this bit of modern technology, not so many walkers around on a Saturday, interestingly, certainly not in this pocket of the country. Wonder if that's a feature of Saturdays. Might make an interesting alternative to walking on Sundays if I can live without listening to the Arsenal games, which I've managed to do thus far this afternoon, albeit that I've had my eye on the phone a lot. Something to consider.